Hi, everybody. DJ Yokley with you for another special segment in our series of Coaches Corners. And once again, we are joined by the legend, at least over here on this side. It is Jimmy Franceschelli of the McDonald basketball team. Coach, how are you?
All good, my man. All good. Snow day. Get to spend it home with the family. So good day for us here.
I would imagine there's not many bad days over there in McDonald these days, as you're still undefeated, still the team to beat in the area. The last time we talked, obviously, still no losses, but just getting started. What has transpired with your team from just a cohesion standpoint between the last time we talked and
I'm
today?
losing you a little, DJ. I
What's
lost you a little bit there. Sorry, bud.
It's okay. What's the difference between the last time we talked and today with this team?
I think just continuing to bond and becoming what I like to install into my teams as a family and really believe in each other and trusting each other every day. Every day, every game, every day of practice, every time we step on the court, it seems like we have a different guy stepping up. We have our horses. We know who those guys are. But every other night, it's been a different guy and been huge for us in big moments and big games.
So when you talk about big moments, big games, it's always a different guy. What determines that guy? Is it just the moment determines that guy?
Yeah, like against Waterloo the other night, we get in some foul trouble, and we went with some guys that honestly haven't played much for us all year. With Dominic Shadle out, we went with Caden Crown in the first half. Second half, we were looking for a little bit different feel there, and I got to be honest with you. Most of the time, I leave the subbing up to my assistants. I rely on them and trust those guys. So when they made that call and I was in agreement and we went with it and Michael Porter gets fouled and hasn't shot a free throw all year for us. Goes to the line up two and hits both. I mean, talk about a huge play for us and against Waterloo. I mean, we haven't beaten them at Waterloo in the last 2 years. So it was a huge win for us, and our guys are one of the things we've really done well these last couple of weeks is staying focused on that one night, not looking ahead to what there is and what's coming and all the changes to our schedule. And that's credit to my assistants in that they do a great job of keeping our guys ready and most of the time I'm the bad guy yelling and screaming at practice, and they pick those guys up. And same in the game when they come off and I'm pretty heated. They get those guys where they need to be ready to go back in the game.
So let me ask you this question because you brought it up a little bit with the schedule changing so much over the course of the year. Has this actually helped with focus to that one game at a time mentality?
Yeah, I was just talking about this. Like, we were supposed to play Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and we got shut. We were supposed to play Harlan Christian Louisville, who are both shut down right now. We were trying to pick up a game because we haven't had a break like this. We want to keep going, but it was nice. We haven't had a break. We took off Saturday, Sunday, and I gave the guys off today too with the road conditions and that kind of stuff. We'll get back after Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we play Friday, Saturday. But I really believe that we've been able to stay focused for the most part because of that. Very short practices at this point. We got to keep our legs fresh, and we just work on what we need to for the next game. And then like this week, we'll work on what we need for the next two games.
It's funny when you talk about coaches looking for that signature win and you talk to an undefeated coach, you've got a laundry list of signature wins this year. Is it difficult to put that one team over another on the list as you guys head towards the tournament?
I'm sorry, we keep getting disconnected a little bit, but yeah, it is hard. You're right. Every night is a different hurdle. I mean, we started out with Salem. At Salem was a huge win for us. Then Garrettsville Garfield comes to us, huge win for us. Then the Springfield game, we all know about that one. And then the Waterloo game, we're down 15 with 3 minutes left. And then we go to Waterloo and we hold on there. I mean, I could put a number of games. But we just focus on that next game. And right now it's Middle Ridge on Friday night. They're playing good basketball, and it's a rival, and it's not going to be an easy game going over there. We know that. But one thing we've been able to do, and hopefully we'll continue to do, is stay focused and prepared and ready for that moment.
I love it. The Coach's Corner here with James Franceschelli, we call him Jimmy, here on the McDonald Boys Basketball Coaches Corner, brought to you by Jody Zajac, the Real Living Broker Realty Group. Give her a call today, 330-219-1733. Your new home begins with Jody. We certainly thank her for her support, not only of YSN, but of the McDonald basketball team and McDonald as a whole. All right, Jimmy, let's get to some tough questions here. With the tournament coming up, you're going to have to change focus a little bit, and everybody knows that it's a new season. Doesn't necessarily matter what you do in the regular season. How do you keep that intensity geared up?
Well, at the beginning of the year, we had a goal in mind, and it was to win a district championship. So we've been focused for that all year long. Hopefully this week we get seated in a good spot, and we're able to put ourselves on that board and continue to play well and get to, it's going to be different. If we get a high enough seed, we could be playing home all the way to the regional semis. It's all a matter of where you get seated and where you lay out. That's a golden opportunity for us to be playing home games that late in the year. Being from Struthers and teaching at Struthers, I look forward to going to the field house. That's one of the greatest, venues in Northeast Ohio. But thankfully, we scheduled to play them the last game of the year, so we will get to play there coming up here. And they're undefeated, and Coach Wernicke's unbelievable what he's done with that program and all that stuff. So we're excited to get back to that point. That's going to be a great game, and kudos to those guys. But with that said, it's the same mentality. The tricky part is, DJs, where do we place ourselves? Do we take a bye? Do we not? We've been playing a lot of games in a row. Do we continue to do that? Those are the questions we're talking before Sunday when that draw happens. In our bracket's not easy. We got Warren JFK, we had St. Thomas Aquinas, Lowellville, Jacksonville. Everybody's in there. Heartland Christian, Lisbon, Wellsville, Southern Local. All those teams have won a lot of games. And to be honest, we don't know a lot about those teams. We don't get to see them. Usually we'd be out scouting and doing different things. Thankful we got YSN, or we wouldn't be seeing them at all. So that'll help us. Honestly, to be able to go back and get some film on them and watch that stuff is huge for us. It really is.
Well, you've been in the heated chair, so to speak, when coaches go in and talk about the seeds and the draws and kind of there's a little bit of politicking going on, and this season looks like it's going to be that way too. Can you give us, without giving us too much information from a secretive standpoint, what's it like to go into that room? Is it digital this year, or you guys actually meeting?
Yeah, this will be digital, a Zoom meeting for the first time that we've done it. But, the last couple of years, you had no choice. They went back to a new format where you were seated 1 through 12, 16, whatever was in your thing, and 1 was placed there, and 2, 3, 4, and then it fell in order like the March Madness. Now it's a little bit different, and being on a Zoom meeting and being able to see each other face to face, you gotta be able to. You voted. Everybody knows how you voted. Everybody sees how you voted, and where our team's going to go. Where you can't hide now. There is no hiding. You're going to put yourself on there and say, "Hey, come play us," or "We want to go after this team," or that kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see what people do. I wouldn't be surprised if people jump on us. I don't think. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Do you feel like that can cause a little bit of friction? I know it did in football season, and I'm interested. I know I've heard stories already about what happened yesterday with the girls. Do you think that can cause some friction and maybe cause some bulletin board material for your team moving into the tournament?
Yeah, one thing we try not to do is, and I tell these guys, is don't look at any of that stuff. We don't need any of that. We really don't. Our goal is to win every game. Go out there and be 1-0 on that night. Find a way. And continue this tradition. We've talked about it all year with you, DJ. Those are our moments every single day of practice. Is just find that way to get over the. And in every game when we needed something, we found a way. It was there, and the guys believed in it, and they stayed the path that we've needed them to stay.
I know you said that a big game coming up against Struthers. We had 325,000 views in the month of January. We might break that with that game alone, with as many people as want to see that game. So let's take it off the field and off the court real quick. We always do this to kind of wrap things up. You talked to us last time about your role models. What motivates Jimmy Franceschelli? What motivates you?
I think,
yeah. What motivates you?
Well, you know my background and my story,
Mm-hmm.
and there's still people out there that, I mean, there's haters everywhere. You know how that is.
Yep.
And when you're succeeding, people want to see you. They find a way to take you down and that kind of thing. It's an everyday battle for me. It really is in my family to go through stuff. And, one thing I've been, when I went through my whole thing, is I just believe in God. I really do. And what's going to happen is going to happen. But that motivates me on a daily basis. It really does, to better my life and better my family and better this team. And one thing we've really done, and I stress it over and over, is to become a family. Think about this. We had 3 returning seniors. We get 2 back from Middle Ridge, and we get 2 football players that haven't played basketball in 4 years. And to be sitting 14-0 is a pretty special moment and team. I'm not sitting here saying we're going 22-0 by any means.
Right.
We got some tough battles ahead of us. We got Louisville twice still. We got Springfield at Springfield next Friday. I mean, and then we go to Struthers the last game of the year. You talk about some games that are gonna have some meaningful impacts. Those are the games. But listen, I'd rather play those games than 30-point victories any night. Any night. Those are the games that our guys live for. Us as coaches, we live for. Is that big moment. And hopefully these big moments that have led up to this lead us into the tournament. We keep going there.
I love it, man. You motivate me. I'll just put it out there right now. What you do, the way you coach, the way you teach, the way you inspire motivates me. So, Coach, continued success. We'll be watching naturally. But again, the McDonald Coach's Corner brought to you by Jody Zajac over at Real Living Brokers Realty Group. Give her a call today, 330-219-1733. She supports us. You need to support her. Jimmy, thank you so much. Best of luck. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, EJ. I appreciate all you guys are doing.